Going in on this one again. Part two. Part two for reasons why women stay single. These are going to be part 2, 13 to 26. Brutally honest reasons. Brutally honest, keyword, as to why women retain and be single. Do feel free to view part 1 and follow and like the page. Okay. Part 2, here we go. Number 13. She compares you to others. Okay, so you're talking to her, you're entertaining her. But there may be other men around she's comparing you to, or she's comparing you to previous partners and men she's interacted with. That's straightforward. That's simply put. Okay? However, number 14, moving on from that, she compares you to others. For example, compares you to an ex, but does not understand that you are unique in your own right. Okay? So she may pigeonhole you early. Okay? Rely off first impressions very quickly and then close it down from there. Okay? She's not seeing your unique traits or your USPs. Some men have USPs, unique selling points. She's not even getting that far to learn that, to learn the uniqueness of you, because she's already shut you down early doors. Okay? All right, and that goes further. Okay? Right. Basically put, she's not seeing you for who you are. She's pigeonholed you and put you in a box. Simply put. Okay. Number 15. Okay. Let's use the typical reason, complaint, or whatever it is that men say women like. She likes the bad boy, right? Say that's her market. She likes the bad boys. She likes the bad boy thing, the excitement, all those things that come with it. Okay, fine, nothing wrong with that. But that's her market. The problem is, as we know, as I'm seeing now, at some point, the bad boy of yesterday has got to grow up. So the bad boy she likes has grown up, basically. Simple as that. A lot of those guys that used to run around back in the day and do a lot of badness, trust me. These are the guys now in other countries, doing very well, flourishing, married life, successful careers, and I mean very successful. You know, these guys have gone into banking, broking, finance, IT, a few guys. So the bad boy she likes has grown up. So, it is what it is. She might like a younger guy, but that wouldn't be ideal. And she knows this. So that puts her in a quandary. Okay? She wants to stay young and date the young guy. She wants to do that. But in reality, that's may not be practical. Because she's a big woman, he's a young boy, and she's still on that flex. She hasn't grown up herself. That's the reason why she may still be retained as being single. It's as simple as that. Okay? Number 16. This is a good one. In a warped, funny way, okay? It sounds a bit twisted, yeah? And it's important, guys, take this on board, okay? This is very important. It's a very important point. Number 16. She likes guys that don't like her. Some women are like that. Or she may like guys that don't actually pursue her like that. Okay? But simply put, she likes guys who aren't into her. Okay? Into her or show an interest. Okay? It's off key, yeah? Maybe that she likes to be the one who who likes to make the first play, or she's with her it's organic. She becomes, she sees the guy, gets to know him, talks to him, and she develops feelings. So it's not so much that he's doing his own thing. He's doing his thing. She said, and that goes on to number 17, right? So he's doing his own thing, but she actually, you know, is actually, she's the one who's instigating the likes. You know, she's the one that has feelings for him. Okay, which ties on nicely to number 17. She likes to admire from afar. Okay, so you can see how they're both intertwined here. Okay, he's doing his thing, but she's admiring from afar. He's the beauty, she's the beholder. You know, she's holding up that nice glass of rosé, and she's thinking, yeah, this looks lovely. I'm going to drink this. Okay, here's a glass of rosé. He just another glass of rosé on the table. She's holding it up, admiring. So therefore, she's beholding the beauty and she's admiring from afar. A lot of women are like that, you know. And it's funny. Sometimes you can detect a woman liking you. She's giving you all the feelings, all the play. You make the first move and she backs away. No. Because she likes to admire from afar. Or in some cases, I've had women that, same thing, back away. I go, oh yeah, but let's leave it there. Meaning she wants to still continue to admire you, but from afar, as opposed to, you know, any interaction as such. And women like that will retain to be single because of those reasons. Women who know themselves, who have conquered their feminine shadow, will know what I'm talking about with regards to that. Number 18. Yes. Some women are their own worst enemy. Trust me. This is, listen, some women, you know what? I'm going to leave it there. Right? That applies to many different analogies in many different forms. And I'm sure people have told them, you are your own worst enemy. Okay? Meaning the self-destruction, the self-sabotage. You know, they know it themselves. But it's something they can't conquer. Because going back to that previous point, the shadow, the feminine shadow, the female shadow, which may be actually another, actually it'd be a good idea to do a video on that. But hey, simply put, these women are their own worst enemy. Okay? Number 19, good one again. Some women like to have sex on their own terms. Okay? Now what happens here is, if they're with a guy, yeah, and they're the ones in control of when things happen. I'm not saying they're in control of the instigation of when it happens. They're in control of when things go down. Some men don't like that. She's doing it when she wants to do it or when she feels to do it. And some men, they're not on that, especially young guys, because they're in. Especially if you're a young guy in the game and she's on that, nah, it's not happening. So if you're a woman and you're the one who's when it comes to relationships you've been with in the past or guys you've been with, and you're the one who's, when it suits you, when you're in the mood, right, I'm gonna do it now. I'm in the mood now. No. And that's when a man backs off. So if you're always in that situation, you're always gonna find yourself being single, because a man's gonna pick up when he wants to instigate and you're locking it off. Then when you're looking to do something, it happens. Some men will go along with that because they're getting something, but it's gonna roll. And that leads on to something else. I should make this one 20, I think. I'll make it down to 40, round off to 40. I'll make this one 20. Put this one down to 20. Next one is control. That leads into it being a control thing. Okay? So I'm gonna say some women use sex for control, right? They're closely related. Again, for you, that's the case where you're, you know, when it feels it's your time to have sex. Sometimes that's the way it goes, but some women actually use that as a form of control. Okay, and again, if you're on that, then I feel sorry for you, because the man basically ain't going to be having that. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. So if you're doing that again, it's a control thing, and the man senses that it's not going to work. You can get on really well, you can get on really fine, go on holiday, I'll go on holidays. But if you're using that as a form of control, it's not going to work. Simple as that. So that now becomes number 20. We're now number 21. Number 21. Some women, okay. Now, remember, this is brutally honest, okay. These are brutally honest reasons, yeah. But you probably aren't going to hear again, or you're going to hear in snippets or smatterings on other audios and videos. But anyway, I'm going to tell you how it is, okay? Some women make poor decisions in general, okay? Poor decision making in general. Not just relationships, not just men, but poor decisions in general. And that is a big factor in terms of relationships, okay? So, basically put, you and a guy could be in an interaction. All it takes is a series of poor decisions, and I can pick up on that and say, nah, I'm not down for this. You know, I'm not in it. You know, because some men can observe how you live your life, and especially in your dealings with them. Like, so you're going out together, learning about each other, and this girl's make some poor decisions. You know what I mean? Even when you and her are in a courting stage and you're getting it on, you're just seeing some off-key things coming from her, especially in her dealings with you. Like, with her, the next minute, you're discussing it, then there's an argument there, but the argument is based on her thought process, which has origins of a thought being a decision, what you believe to be true or not. So if it's not true, but she believes in it, then nah. That applies. You apply that generally, and you'll see how that makes sense. Poor decision making in general is the reason why you're going to end up being single. Number 22. Okay. How can I put this? Physically and mentally, you're not compatible. Okay? Let me explain. She might like a guy because she's attracted to him mentally, but physically, nah, he might be a bit geeky. He might be his body language is socially awkward. It may be geeky, but you're there because he stimulates you mentally, and he just. Women have weird attractions, very weird attractions. So it may be that you're with him because he's socially awkward. But in the long haul, it's not going to last. So if a woman's continually on that, then nah. Because the whole vibe is off key. It'll be good for short term, the whole vibe and energy will be off. So, let's look at it from the physical side of things, not compatible. That could be also where, the beauty and the beast syndrome, where some women are very pretty, but the guy is just busted, and if he's busted, and that can actually goes deeper, because if he's a busted guy, you'd be thinking, hold on, why is she with me? She's a 10, I'm a 0.5, I'm nothing, I'm a 0.000. It must be because I look busted, I don't make an effort, I'm just a busted guy with no teeth, and I'm violent, I'm abusive. So this is what I'll do. I'll continue that violent and abusive trend, and that'll keep her there. And yes, it does work. But after a while, maybe after having children, in many cases, it can even be a long-term thing that she's in, a bit like that. Yeah? But at the end of the day, at some point, it always ends because family more or less intervene, or friends intervene. But then again, what does she do? Continues the cycle. So you're perpetually ending up being single. Okay? That's how that works on the physical. So they look to the physical, we look a bit on the mental. The mental again, I could say, yeah, or with the mental, it could be the physical, she likes him. Physically, they pair off, both 10s, both good-looking people, but mentally, it's just not there. So physically, they're getting it on because of the attraction. But maybe mentally or during different stages of their life, that level of compatibility won't be there. So if she's on that again, and that is her way of doing things, then at some point she will end up being single at some point, or have periods of being single. Number 23. Yeah, because I did go over with number 22 there. So yeah, number 22, 23, stepping back a little bit. Personally, you're not compatible. So yeah, ties in nicely. with the previous point, 22 point B, but yeah. 23, you're personally not compatible. So yeah, you may have the attraction, similar job role, both bankers, both 6'2", both lawyers, both getting it on, but personally not getting it on, personally not compatible because you're in different places of your life, you know, or you're just not compatible as people. Simply put, end of. Number 24. Right, this is a good one. The partner you choose, or the person you choose to settle with, yeah, is not your first choice. Yeah, and this is very key. It's very key. Very, very important point, yeah. A lot of women, I think 90% of the time, the person you're with is not your first choice. Or you're not even the first choice, but not even your ideal type. So they settle down because the guy may have money, may have assets, he may have said, I'm gonna put you up somewhere to live. He's shown you something which has turned your head, but ultimately, you won't be in it. Ultimately, you won't be in it for the long haul. Okay? Because in some cases, it's a question of you just settled. Okay? So, basically, simply put, in these kind of situations, okay, you know that your partner's not your first choice. So, you know, basically, inevitably, when anything happens, anything goes a bit rocky, you'll be like, yeah, well, listen, if you like tall guy, very, very tall guys, you settle for a shorter guy, yeah, things are a bit, you know, ropey, and then, you know, you've been together for 6-7 years, things get a bit ropey, things get a bit rocky, then you will revert to type in the back of your mind subconsciously. Oh well, I like tall guys anyway, so, and that could be after 6-7 years of relationship. So, you know what I mean? No point I'm making is, and that's most women. 90% of women settle for different reasons, settle and have families. Could be because the guys, could be his race, could be his height. But ultimately, they'll revert to type because he wasn't my first type in the first place. They use it as a cushion to soften the blow if things were to go south. Okay. Number 25, I think we're on now. Yeah, number 25 now. Changed it around a bit. Her lifestyle is not compatible with yours. Okay? Here's a good one. Let's say, for example, get on well, you're good, get on well, getting it on, it's wicked, it's wonderful, everything like that. She might have certain things going on, like, you know, she might have a certain habit which you're not compatible with, which you don't do. Getting it on, but she's really in the gym all the time and you're like a homebody. It's just a different kind of thing. You know what I mean? You know, in some instances, yeah, a man's gonna knock a woman back if he's clean cut and she's not. You know, and she might like, you know, she might like to powder her nose, I guess. But the guy's not on that. The woman may be attractive, sex may be good, the intimacy may be good, but he might be worried that you don't want to get involved in that too. Or he might have other ideas, thinking, oh, well, what else is she doing? So, you know, it's a lifestyle thing, really. You know what I mean? It's a judgment he's making, but ultimately it's a lifestyle thing. So, basically, her lifestyle and his lifestyle, her extracurricular activities, which is yours as a woman, and his, are two different things, okay? Like, she may have children, you may be single. So that is a good one. Her lifestyle was always around her children. He was always around the life of a single man. So there is a differentiating factor. Okay. Number 26. Right, this is a good one. As a woman, you're not seeking in certain places to be seen, to be chosen. Okay. For example, you like high society life. You like wealthy guys. Okay. And you like very wealthy guys, extremely wealthy guys, rich men, and you're not in Kensington at 3 o'clock, sitting down having a coffee to try and get an angle to be seen, then nah, it's not happening. The same way as me as a man, yeah, okay, me as a guy, yeah, I see a lot of guys make this silly mistake, yeah. This is why I'm on top and they're not. If you like hip hop and R&B and you're floating into certain bars in Camden and Islington, in the UK, it's in the UK example. If you're going to hip hop, you're Afro-Caribbean guy into hip-hop, and you're throwing into bars where there's punk rockers who like, extreme rock groups like, I don't know, Led Zeppelin or whatever it is, yeah, and whatnot. Yes, we'll talk to you. Yes, she'll give you air, but ultimately, you know what I mean. You're not seen in the right place where you should be. Same thing applies to women. Okay, you're not seen in certain places. So, for example, if she likes, likes Metallica, and she likes rock music, but she's going to like classical events, then because her friends go there, then yeah, she'll go, she'll entertain, she'll talk, but ultimately, that's not her thing. That's not her scene. So she's not seen in certain places to be chosen. Hence why you're single, right? See, like really wealthy guys, rich with the Rolls Royce and the Bentleys, need to be in certain places. Good example, one of my family members, cousin, yeah, she likes rich guys, and she'll tell you that. And she makes sure to be seen when she comes to the UK. She'll be in Park Lane, that's her spot, Mayfair, okay? And tutus. We're not going to Canary Wharf. I'm seeing women dressed to the nines. Because some of them are thinking, oh, hold on, if I get that one sniff, I'm shutting that down. And who knows? So technically speaking, as a single woman, you need to be in certain places for your market. Everyone has a market. You've been in certain places for your market to be seen, to be chosen. If you're not there in these places, you're going to stay single. So ultimately, it's on you. Number 27. I think that's the final one now. The last one. So let me wrap this up here. In fact, no, there's two more. 27. I'm going to make this one. Right. It's going to be 28 then. Okay. Similarly to the previous point, number 27, you're not in the loop. Okay? Now, it's not called a loop, yeah, where, it's like you got to be in the loop. You got to be on the conveyor belt. You got to be in the flow of things. Okay. Simply put, if you're a single woman, and let's say you go Camden, and there's a little vibe in Camden. There's a little vibe in Camden. Certain places, certain guys are there. They may chat to you, and women get spoken to all the time, so they know where to be. So if you're not in the loop, getting that vibe, being seen, then boy, you're going to stay single. You're not in the mix. You're not out there. You're not in the loop. You're not in the game. So again, if you're a mature woman, when that mature guy, you know where them guys are, but you're not putting yourself out there because you're just at home chilling, then boy, you're not in the loop. And that goes on to number 28. You haven't made your loop. Some women have not made their loop yet. They don't know which conveyor belt to be on. So if you make your own loop as a woman, then similarly to the previous point, you're not going to get seen. But this point, number 28, takes it further. Yeah. Case in point, I saw a video on YouTube a few days ago. She made a good point. Yeah. I'm not out there, but I'm very promiscuous. But I'm not out there. She said, I'm a very promiscuous woman, she said. I'm very promiscuous. Yeah. But the thing is, I'm not out there because I know my market, I know my field. Meaning, she's saying she knows where to be. Yeah, it's a key point. It's a key point. It's one of the best ones. It's the best one. She goes, I like X kind of men. She said I like African men. So what I do is I have my own group of African men, and I see them all at different times. Okay, that's my market, that's my field. So I don't need to be out there, I'm promiscuous, but I've got my own loop. So what she's saying is she entertains different guys at different times. She goes, yeah, and these guys, they're all cool guys, they all have good careers, they're all wealthy, they all get on, and we're all good. So she's in a loop. She has her thing going on, and she's made her own loop. So as a woman, you should do that as a woman. I'm not saying sleep with all of them. I'm saying you have if you're in a rock scene, or if you're in the indie scene, got your little Liam Gallagher there, got your little Richard Ashcroft there, whatever it is, I don't know. And you got got the Baby Shambles guy there as well. You know what I mean? Peter Doherty, yeah. And you're just cool. You know what I mean? That's your little loop. Okay? Okay. So that's that. You know what I mean? Is there a bonus ball? I got another. I think I've made another one, didn't I? But this is what I'll do. I think I will wrap it up there for now and continue it with part 3. All right then. Later.